Hi, YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me for my live stream. I'm really, really excited to be here and to talk about this topic tonight. I think it's going to be really educational and it's going to be an interesting look at
To be here and to talk about
Oh,
this topic tonight. I think it's going to be
sorry.
really educational and it's going to be an
Oh, I was literally echoing back there. Sorry for that awkwardness, friends. Okay, let's try that again. I think my video is going to be really educational and it's going to be fun to watch. And sorry for the really awkward technical difficulty there. It's really cool that 6 friends are already watching me and it's only been 45 seconds. So thank you everyone for joining. Johnny said, I'm excited for this one. It's been a fun filled weekend of anti LM content and can't wait to end it with a bang. Aw, that's awesome. Thank you for joining. It's awesome to see you here. I've been on lives all afternoon. Need one more. That's nice. I'm glad you're here, Lift Panic. I'm looking forward to Heather's calm presentation style. The Marco Dom debate last night was so intense. I could not watch all of it, Lisa. I had a feeling it was not, I had a feeling that Dom was not going to be the most productive person to debate with. And I was really proud of Marco for staying calm and reasonable and for still pushing back and not just taking everything Dom said and just letting it go. I think he did a really great job. Charlie said, good evening. Hi, Charlie. Charlene is here. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Mark. And Lip Panic. Hi, Lip Panic. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining. DC's here. Everyone, go subscribe to DC. She's fantastic and great. And I keep forgetting, DC, to say thank you for tagging me in your descriptions. That's really, really nice of you. And I really appreciate it. So go subscribe to DC, please. She's fantastic. Hi, Amanda. It's nice to see you here. You could say last ended with a bang, or last night ended with a bang for sure. For sure. Hi, Heather. Hi, Gary. Thank you for coming. Marco did awesome. He sure did. I was very proud of him. Mark said, are we having salad tonight? Kind of. It's a bit of a different video. If you watched my first ever Amway stream, you would have seen, I think it was a 60-minute segment with Dexter Yeager and Birdie Yeager, and it's another 60-minute segment of Mary Kay Inc. from 1979. I was going to read an article that went along with it, but I don't think I need to. I think it's really summed up well in the video, and I think the video on its own is really educational. And then, depending on how long it takes for us to get through that video, I have 2 other short ones of Mary Kay Ash herself just talking on her own, and I think those are really interesting as well. And yes, so Mary Kay Ash, she founded Mary Kay Cosmetics in 1963. I can't remember, 1960 something. And she was the CEO of Mary Kay Cosmetics and she passed away in 2001. Really interesting lady, and I'm really excited to jump into these videos today. So I'm going to share my screen and then I'm really excited to get started. And it's really fun that we already have 9 friends here. So thank you for joining. Okay. So Charlene said the old school MLM content is wild. Yeah, it's so good. I love the really, really old stuff. So I'm really excited for this video. Oh, DC, are you going live at 8 o'clock? I think you are. I think I remember seeing that. So if you guys are free in an hour and a half, you should go and watch DC's live. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure you're going live. Okay, I'm ready to get started. I'm really excited, and let me know what you think.
minutes. Rewind.
I've got that Mary Kay enthusiasm up in my head. Up in my head. Up in my head.
They may be singing just because they like to sing. And they may be singing because it's the beginning of a new day. And guess who's coming to work? Every morning around 9:30, a pink Cadillac turns the corner into a parking lot on Corporate Row in Dallas, Texas. It slips in.
Oh, DC said no, it's tomorrow. Oh, I was so excited to watch it tonight. Sorry. Go watch DC's live tomorrow. Thank you for telling us. Already off to a good start. Yes. Well, I can talk now. So it started off with them singing a really catchy song and clapping, and they look great. Like they're all made up really nicely. They all have beautiful hair, just like Mary Kay's hair, which we're gonna see later. And it sounds like a really nice, lovely, innocent song, but I think it's more than just a song. Obviously, in this context, I think songs like that are meant to like bond distributors together and make them feel like they're like close friends and family. And I feel like with Who I Am, my hair is in my eyes. Oh my god, it's like wrapped in my eyelashes. I feel like with who I am and like my personality, if I was with a big group of women singing a song and everyone was like really happy and emotional, I would most definitely like feed off of their happiness and their emotion, and like that kind of song would get to me, and it would probably make me really excited about being there and really excited to get to work, when in reality all they're doing is selling cosmetics, not like saving the world. But we will hear from Mary Kay Ash in a little bit that she thought her company was more than just like selling cosmetics, that it had a greater purpose. You're good. It's funny, I was really excited about it tonight, but I'll watch it tomorrow if I can. Wow, that vintage Cadillac. Yeah, and I think it's a cute color, and I don't know anything about cars. I don't know if Cadillacs in the '70s were, like, really fancy cars, but I feel like in MLMs, there's lots of symbols, right? Symbols that have, like, deeper meaning. So, to us, that's a cute car and a nice color, but to people in Mary Kay at the time, it was a symbol of extreme success and potentially wealth and status within the Mary Kay community, and like probably in Mary Kay's eyes herself. And it's really interesting. We'll see more examples of symbols that have really, really deep meaning for people in Mary Kay later. Beth said, howdy. Hi, Beth. Thank you for coming. Charlie said that was luxury. Okay. I don't know anything about cars. So it's a beautiful car, but the fact that it's pink, I think like you can recognize a Mary Kay car because it's pink, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you, Charlie.
To the reserved space along with the other pink Cadillacs. Pink is the color of success at this company. And this is space number one. Reserved.
So not necessarily the car is a symbol of success for the company, but more so the pink. And I like the color of a really pale light pink. I think it's very, very cute, but I feel like Mary Kay has kind of ruined a pink car for me.
For the chairman of the board. And out she steps. The chairwoman in this case. Herself, a symphony in pink. Mary Kay Ash, age unknown and never to be told. The founder and driving force behind
Good morning, Mary Kay Cosmetics.
a direct sales company began 16 years ago when this retired grandmother decided to go into business for herself. Today, there are 50,000 salespeople, almost all of them women, selling her products. And the company now grosses $100 million a year.
My objective was
So in 1979, she had 50,000 salespeople in Mary Kay, and I think that just shows. They said like 13 or 16 years after it was opened, they had that many people at that time. At that time, when it was really understood that that women necessary were mostly in the home and providing and like feeding their children and maintaining the house. And then when they did work, mostly it was like for like being a nurse or being a teacher, which is fantastic, but it generally wasn't a time in which women were owning their own companies and women were opening their own company that had 50,000 employees and it was grossing that much in sales. And so I didn't really verbalize that well, but we'll find later that there's an interesting dichotomy between Mary Kay wanting women to be feminine and pretty, but then also being a trailblazer in a sense, providing women employment opportunities that were different than the ones that were available to them at the time. And Beth, thank you. No need to be rude. Chronically B, Queen B. I'll give you one more chance. If you're rude again, I will be blocking you from my channel. Yeah, because we don't need that kind of talk in our chat because this is a fun, nice chat. Johnny said, ignore the troll. Yep. And I will block the troll if I need to as well. Thanks, Johnny.
Just to help women. It was not to make a tremendous amount of sales. I want women to earn money commensurate with men. I want them to be paid on the basis of what they have between their ears and their brains, and not because they're male or female. But at the same time, I would like women to remain feminine, because I have found that it's an asset to be female in a man's world.
I think we're getting a really.
So with the article that I was thinking of reading and I decided not to, I learned in that article, maybe I think I posted it in the description down below so you can go read it, that Mary Kay Ash didn't really like feminism in the 1960s, but then at the same time, as I just mentioned, the dichotomy between you have to be beautifully made up and look excellent all the time, but yet she was providing opportunities for women at the time that did not exist. So it's pretty interesting.
Really nice look.
If you haven't heard of Mary Kay, you soon will. The products bearing her name cannot be bought in a store. Like Tupperware, they can only be bought at an event, usually held at a friend's house.
We're gonna dye here, here.
The Mary Kay beauty consultant, she is never called a saleswoman, might invite half a dozen people to a beauty demonstration. She is not a Mary Kay employee. She is a freelance businesswoman who buys the cream or tint or goo wholesale from the Mary Kay plant and then sells it at a profit over the dining room table.
Okay, the basic starter set sells for $37.
Two of our girls this year.
That was interesting seeing an MLM party back in the day. So we know that when prior to the internet, people could not have MLM parties on Facebook or Instagram. They had to invite people that they knew in real life or that they like passed by day to day to their homes and then sold their products over the kitchen counter, like he just said. And I wonder how it was pitched to women who really didn't know many people and who really did not have that many contacts, because it's not like we could have just gone on Facebook and added 100 new people a day. That woman there leading the call or leading the meeting, she had to have actually come in contact with those women in some way. So I could imagine that at that time you really would have had to like go out and actively seek out people who you might want to bring into the Mary Kay business. And if we look, and we'll see later, I think there's a really exact look for Mary Kay consultants at the time, who they had like really kind of like fluffy hair and like nicely styled, and they wore like these kind of I don't know what you would call it, like suits, but they're also dresses at the same time. And like of course you have to be made up in the makeup because you have to be a product of the product, and so you have to wear the makeup in order to sell the makeup. And I wonder at this time if women were recruited in who didn't actually wear makeup and like how they learned how to do it, because we know in Mary Kay people are not required to be makeup artists or cosmetologists. And so I'm not sure if this woman here would have actually been going out to teach people how to actually properly apply makeup. And if she was applying makeup onto people, I wonder like and now like this still happens now. I wonder if like hygiene and sanitation was taken into account, because if you're not cleaning like eyeliner properly, you could give someone an infection. I missed some comments. They had to call people on the phone and recruit at the grocery store. LOL. Yeah. That's my nightmare for sure. Reminds me of Tupperware parties I went to back in the 70s. Ooh, interesting. That said very Tupperware. They still do these types of parties. Crazy. That would be my nightmare. I am not a makeup person. I don't like girly things, and so I know I would have failed in Mary Kay, but I wonder if if someone tried to recruit me, they might have said something like, "Hey, it doesn't matter if you're not good at makeup. It doesn't matter if you've literally never worn makeup. We can teach you, and we can teach you how to want to look really made up and polished and fancy all the time. This is for everyone. This is for everyone, even though not everyone wants to wear makeup." They front load a lot. Interesting. I used to love these parties. Yeah. Yeah, they look like fun, like, you're around the table with other women, right? And even if you're not really into makeup, I could understand why that would be fun, like, trying new products on your face and just, like, having a good time. I could see why you would like those. Do you think MLMs had good intentions in the old days? The parties I went to in the 90s, they didn't push the opportunity so hard, it was more about product. Huh, interesting. I don't know in Mary Kay's case. I didn't do much research, but I did see later in this video Mary Kay telling us that the two women who got to $1 million in earnings did so through their team and not through sales. And so I think just based on my limited knowledge, Mary Kay did know that the money was in the team building. And then MLM's not moms. Thank you for clarifying. I saw your comment down there and I was like, what does Johnny mean, moms? I'm confused. Mary Kay still does the makeover pitch. Yeah, we've heard that. And like, I don't want makeup on my face. I don't want to go to like a restaurant or something with a bunch of people I don't know and like have them put makeup on me. No, thank you. No, thank you. And I like this color on this woman. I think it really suits her.
Here, and I think this is phenomenal, reached the $1 million mark in earnings. And this is less than 15 years. This is not on sales. I'd like to make that clear. This is when you progress up that ladder to the point where you are helping teach other women to go out and do a tremendous job.
So the two women who got $1 million in earnings, they did so through not sales, but teaching other women how to do a tremendous job. And in the current MLM speak, that would be duplication. So teaching your downline to also recruit others to form their own downline. And then your downline's downline also has to have a downline too. And don't you think that the woman we just saw kind of looks like Mary Kay here because she has like the really curly styled hair? She looks fantastic. Mary Kay is a really beautiful woman, or she was here, of course. But I think Mary Kay at this time seems to be portraying a really specific image of what a woman is and not really leaving space for those who don't really want to look made up and perfect all the time. And I know it was the 70s, but like women wore jeans in the 70s, women wore jeans, women wore shorts, women at this point in time were not expected to be in nice dresses all the time. But I think Mary Kay really seemed to have pushed a specific image because the majority of the women in this video look the same. I too went to parties in the 70s and 80s, and there was definitely not the same push to recruit back then. Interesting, interesting. Thank you for telling us.
What do you think those women would have done otherwise, without this, without you?
They would be home looking at Days of Our Lives.
So without Mary Kay, they would be home looking at Days of Our Lives. So if it wasn't for Mary Kay, then these women would not be empowered women making money and providing for their families. I can't remember if she already said this, did she say this already? She wants women to make money commensurate, equal to men? I don't remember if she said that already. It's only been 2 minutes and 40 seconds, but I think like that mission is noble that women should be paid for the same as men, but in the MLM context, it's not realistic. I think in current days, if someone really wanted to help women financially, they would not be opening up an MLM company. They would be opening up like a nonprofit or opening up a small business where they are guaranteeing women or all employees, but especially women making a living wage, even though I think like the living wage concept has some issues with it. I think if this was a 9 to 5 job, not even 9 to 5, but like a job, an average employment environment, then I think like you could actually guarantee that women would make a good amount of money. Okay, I missed some comments. Hi y'all, hand pink waving. Hi, Janet. Eating bonbons and watching soap operas, right? Oh, and hi, Janet. I didn't really say hi. It's nice to see you here. I really appreciate you coming. And then Charlene said hi to Janet. Janet said I was 1 year old in 79. Shut up, Janet. I was 11. That's funny. Johnny said I was 3. Liv Panic said I was 29. I graduated from high school in 1973 and was already married by 1979. I wasn't born yet. I wasn't born in 1979. And Avery, hi Avery, thank you for joining. Mary Kay, Avon, Tupperware were much more normalized in the 70s and 80s. Everyone had Tupperware. Oh yeah, good point, good point. Charlene says hi to Avery. Avery says, hey Charlene. Awesome. Look at all these friends. This is so fun. Okay, let's click play.
The essence of Mary Kay-ism is the cultivation of a spirit that is part religious, part sorority, part military. It's a life, like, say, the Marine Corps or the Carmelite nuns. But instead of vows of silence, they've taken vows of enthusiasm. An army of loyalists who burst into songs of praise at the least provocation. What Mary Kay pours back to her consultants, aside from the profit, is an intense personal relationship between herself and the Mary Kay family.
So I think it's interesting how this man was describing the Mary Kay women. They're like army of loyalists, like part sorority, part military. And like the women were coming into their meeting, like clapping, and they're all smiling with like happy faces on. And they were all kind of like acting in the same way, walking in the same way, they're dressed in the same way. And anyone who's been in Mary Kay recently, was there still a push for looking the same? Was there still like a dress code at these events? If you go to events or meetings, are you expected to have like a beautiful face full of makeup, or can you just go in like your sweatshirt like me, like sweatpants? I'd love to know. I missed a bunch of comments. How fun. I wasn't born in 1979, so I was minus 19. Clearly, I am the oldest person here. That's okay, Love Panic. Don't worry about it. I feel like it was more mainstream back then. I was crazy for Tupperware. Yeah. Lots of people were. Totally. Lots of people saying hi to each other. That's really nice. Live Panic said, Live Panic, LOL. Charlene, you are still younger and prettier. Aw, that's nice, Janet. Not the Mary Kay jingle. Avery, isn't it so catchy? I just want to like bounce around. And they have another jingle later, which is even more catchy. Tupperware had great products too, for sure. I still call plastic containers Tupperware, like calling tissue Kleenex. Johnny, same here. I call every like little like snack container in our cupboard Tupperware, even though it's not Tupperware. That's such a good point. Mary Kay is worshipped by the company. Yes, yes. And we're going to see that later. You are so right. Oh my God, so many comments. How fun. Looks so weird seeing so many women and no one wearing pants, right? Right. And in 1979, women wore pants. Women wore pants. My mom was like, she told me when she was like really, really young, it was not necessarily like accepted that women wore pants. But then when she like got into high school and was like a young adult, women wore pants all the time. Yeah, same. All food storage containers I call Tupperware. She cloned herself, right? They all look the same. I've heard they were required to wear dresses, skirts, makeups to all meetings. Not sure this is the case now. DC, if you're still here, you were in Mary Kay semi recently, right? If you're still here, you watched the replay. Do you know if you were still required to wear like nice dresses and makeup to meetings and events, or could you just wear whatever you wanted? Oh, had to sort the pup out. Hi, Janet. And then Janet said hi. So many comments. So fun. I wouldn't be surprised if MK encouraged women to wear pants to look more ladylike. Oh, do you mean dresses? You mean dresses? Probably, because she was saying that it's great for women to make good money in comparison to men, but she still wanted them to be pretty and feminine. For sure.
All letters are answered personally. All 50,000 birthdays are remembered.
If you would ask me, what is...
That's not true. She does not remember all 50,000 people's birthdays. I think that's a joke. That's impossible. And I highly doubt that herself at this point was answering all letters from her distributors. I feel like she probably had an assistant.
that women need across America, Australia, and Canada, I would have to say it's confidence. Here's a woman who's never had any praise at all for anything she's ever done. Maybe the only applause she ever had was when she graduated from high school. She wants recognition. So we praise her for everything good that she does. We praise our people to success. And we thank you so much for what you've done.
The slightest effort is recognized. Trophies are handed out for anything, for just being wonderful.
Oh, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything except that you will have this every day to remember that we think you're wonderful.
The consultants wear their
So it's kind of cute to give a trophy out to someone just for being wonderful. Like, I think that's cute. If I got a trophy for being wonderful at work, like I would be down. I would save it. I'm a sentimental person, but I think we know recognition in the MLM world is more sinister than that, in my opinion, because you're giving a very nice woman a trophy for being wonderful instead of actually paying her a regular paycheck, even though Mary Kay at this time said that her mission was to help women make good money. Instead of giving her a trophy, instead of giving her a trophy, you should actually pay her money so she can provide for her family and feed her kids and be financially independent, in my opinion. I was in MK for a hot minute about 15 years ago and got to attend a regional conference. Everyone was in jackets and skirts. I had to buy new clothes for it and hated it. It was super culty. Ugh. I don't like being told what to wear. I think when I'm at work, I like try to look good, of course. Like, I'll have like dress pants and a nice shirt, but I'm not a girly person. So if someone was like, "You must wear a dress to work," I would not do it. I could not do it. Charlie says glamour sells. For sure. I exited shortly after. That's really good to hear, Charlene. I'm happy about that. Sorry, pause. Sure, it's good to be recognized at work, but this is for a different reason, I think. Yep. Yeah, I want a trophy for being wonderful on top of my my regular paycheck. In this case, it's just to distract that woman from the fact that she's not making any money. And look, I got a beautiful trophy. It doesn't matter that I'm going into debt every single month. Oh my God, my throat. One sec. Ugh. Yeah, you're totally right, Avery. Recognition in the emblem context is not just an altruistic thing to help make someone feel better, for sure. I'm not a girly girl, so it's definitely not for me. Same. I would last 2 seconds in Mary Kay. Give her 5K, right? Right? Give her 5K. If she's so wonderful, give her money. Right, Mark? They deserve more than just a trophy for the work they put in. I totally agree. Good point, Avery. We're at the like weird symbol part. Trophies, just another way of love bombing them and making them feel seen. Fantastic point. You're right. Showering all the praise down on them so they start to feel like reliant on the positive reinforcement and they can't imagine a life without the constant trophies and validation. Great point.
Mary Kay decorations with the pride of veterans of foreign wars.
If you see
Beth, I didn't understand the unit queen comment that you made, but then I just saw that woman's ribbon said unit queen on it. So I wonder what unit queen means. Beth, if you know, let us know.
here is the ladder of success, and this goes on a quarterly basis of production, and then you build each quarter on your ladder all the way up to the top.
This beautiful Ada diamond ring can be won for production in Mary Kay. On the pin, there are 2 shovels, one large and one small. The small shovel signifies all the good that we give out to others. And if we do that, God will give us back a large shovelful.
Big shot male.
So they seem so proud of their pendants and their rings, and it's just so interesting the amount of pride that was in their voices when they're talking about literally like a little ladder where if they like reach certain goals, then they move their little diamond up the ladder. And I think we see that in Beachbody, right? Where you're on your road to elite and you have the different trophies that go together to make one big trophy. And I think it starts at team builder and then leader, then premier and elite. And then once you get to elite, you have a full trophy. And like the trophy itself is useless if it doesn't come with like monetary value. And I know in current beach body days, there is actually financial value with hitting Success Club and getting to elite and everything. But I think that's that's a good modern day example of this where a stupid ladder doesn't mean anything. That shovel, it just says Mary Kay with like a little shovel and a big shovel, but they're taught that those two shovels have such a deep, profound meaning, and they're just so proud when they're explaining it. Hi, Sherry. Thank you for joining. I don't know enough about Mary Kay. I have no idea what unit queen means. Same. I did not do much research on this. Shovels. Totally. Who cares? And there's the religious aspect. Yes, Mary Kay Ash was very, very religious, and we'll hear later in this video that religion was integrated within a lot of what Mary Kay said, and just a lot of the gatherings and events that Mary Kay distributors went to. Okay. It's on her ribbon, yes. There were numbers going up and a badge next to each. I reckon she shifted maybe 10 or 100 times 9, maybe. What does that mean? Ooh, do you know a lot about Mary Kay? Let us know. That sounds interesting either way. Hi, Sherry. Oh, yes, in Mary Kay, the motto was God, family, business. Those were your priorities. Interesting. And then Janet says hi to Sherry. And then Beth says hi to Sherry.
Executives are said to have a presence. They exude power. And wherever they go, there is the hush of deference from the lesser men whose lives they control. When Mary Kay comes to town, it's exactly the opposite. The air is so thick with upbeatness, you can practically cut it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great deal of pleasure that I present to you our leader, our motivator, our inspiration, our First Lady, your Chairman of the Board, Mary Kay.
So I understand the idea of looking up to a woman because she was the first woman of her time to open a business and to have a really successful business. And I could understand looking up to a female because she's an entrepreneur, one of the first entrepreneurs of her kind. But in this case, it doesn't seem like they're looking up to her because she was the first of her kind. They're looking up to her because she is the figurehead of this organization. And I think Mark is the one who said this earlier, like Mary Kay was a god to these women. They worshipped the ground that she walked on. And I think this is a great example of how MLM CEOs nowadays are they're seen at like on a different level than the distributors. They're seen as like otherworldly, and what they say and what they do is just above us. Like we all have so much to learn from Mary Kay, and we are all just so blessed to be in her presence. That pink Cadillac, though. Did he say the air was thick with upbeatness? Yes, he sure did. He's comparing it to like a male CEO coming in, and everyone's like, oh, wow, such a strong, powerful man. And then when Mary Kay comes, all the Mary Kay distributors are like, woo, woo, you know? Mary Kay, the OG cult leader. Yeah, totally. I miss those kinds of cars. They were heavy duty, made of steel, and big enough to sleep in. Really? Aw. That's funny. Mary Kay was the Jessie Lee of the 70s. LOL. Oh, is Jessie Lee the modern day Mary Kay? Oh my god, I think you guys both said that at the exact same time. Johnny and Charlene. That's funny. And then Janet laughed at Charlene. That's a funny comment. You guys are funny.
No Mary Kay person, including Mary Kay herself, lets more than a minute go by without invoking God. It's as if the road to heaven is paved with cosmetic sales.
I sincerely feel that we are not as smart as the balance sheets would show, that God has blessed this company beyond all belief, for the simple reason that we came along at a time when women were coming into their own. And He wants you to become the beautiful person that He knows He created.
You think that's really fair in terms of marketing to inject God into it as though there was some religious experience involved in either working for, buying, selling?
Let me say this. I really feel that our company is where it is today and has been blessed beyond all belief by the fact that God is using our company as a vehicle to help women to become the beautiful creatures that He created.
So Mary Kay is not just selling cosmetics, it's a vehicle used by God to help women become the beautiful creature that God created them to be. And I think this man mentioned it. I don't know. I can't remember if he did, but the act of purchasing and selling Mary Kay products and going to Mary Kay events is seen as a religious experience and as bringing them closer to God. Because, as I think Janet said, or Charlene said, let me go up. What was the exact thing? It's like the mission is like God, family, business. Yeah, Charlene said God, family, business. So God comes first, then your family, then your business. And so maybe I feel like people probably saw their behavior in Mary Kay as like their own mission field. Like we see a lot of very religious MLM leaders say now it's their mission field. It's their way to help people and make an impact. And I could see how Mary Kay was so successful at this back in the day because, as I said before, this was a time that women were not going out and starting their own $1 million businesses. And I can understand why women within Mary Kay and outside of Mary Kay looked up to her and thought she was interesting. But then, of course, it goes past that in an MLM context and it goes to really like idolizing and turning that person into a deity and a god in your mind. I did not explain that well. Hopefully that made sense. Okay. Mary Kay was not nearly as diabolical as Jessie Lee. Totally. This feels so culty. Yes, for sure. Avery Jet was just as culty with her when I was at that event many years after she passed. Oh, interesting. So who is the Mary Kay CEO now? We should look that up. I wonder if the current Mary Kay CEO is just as idolized as Mary Kay was. She's full of it. And the interesting part, Mark, is that, like, yes, she's full of it, but she has a really nice personality. She's a cute lady. She seems really intelligent. She's well spoken. She seems nice. And I could understand why people would relate to her. People would want to listen to her. It's not someone like screaming in your face. It's someone who's a bit more quiet. And I could see why people connected with her. I could see it. If I met her on the street, I would want to talk to her. Changing lives. Yes, Charlene. We're not selling makeup. We are being the vehicles of God to help women have financial freedom. Like the stream, please, folks. Oh, thank you. Yeah, if you like it, if you're having fun, feel free to like the stream, but no pressure. These days, I think a lot of women put business before family. Yeah, because women are, like, have more opportunities now, and it's more understood that not every woman wants to have a family, and that's okay, right? And we can just like do whatever we want, which is great. I think it's the grandson, and then Johnny just said Ryan Rogers is the CEO, according to Google. Thank you, Johnny. That's great. Mary Kay was like the original boss babe, which led to the idolization. Oh, ooh, true. That's such a good way to think of it. Oh, that's so interesting. True.
You're thinking this is you're using God.
I hope not. I sincerely hope not. I hope He's using me instead. Hi, Dad. How are you, darling?
Mary Kay Beauty.
So she was just saying Mary Kay is not using God to sell products. God is using Mary Kay to push his mission to help as many people as possible. So I could understand why for people whose faith, religious beliefs were a really strong part of their identity, why they could find like really genuine human connections with other women in Mary Kay, because if they think that they're fulfilling a mission of God, I think it would be really hard to see the red flags and to eventually like leave the MLM. Sam is here. Hi, Sam. Welcome. We're just watching a Mary Kay video. It's taking me a really long time to get through it. I think we're just going to watch this one and then we're going to move on and like end the stream because I did expect it to take this long, and we can watch other Mary Kay videos later. But thank you for joining, Sam. I really, really appreciate it. I hope he's using me instead. Gross, right? She came across as genuine. I legitimately thought they cared about people over profits when I joined, but I was wrong. Aw, I'm sorry, DC. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're out, though. Hope you're feeling better. Oh, Sam, I'm sorry. Were you sick? I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling better, too, and thank you for joining. Everyone's saying hi to each other. That's nice. Okay, and notice all the women in this video, they look beautiful, but they look very, very made up, and it's a very, very feminine vision of a woman. And we know now women can look however they want to look. They can dress however they want, and they can wear their hair however they want. But kind of like LuLaRoe, all these women look the same, in my opinion.
Consultants are only seen carefully coiffed and made up and wearing dresses, never jeans. No liquor is served at Mary Kay functions.
Do you tell your people no drinking, no smoking?
Yes. Well, we suggest that if you smoke, please don't smoke during the beauty show.
Sam, you broke your ribs? I'm so sorry. That's terrible. Oh, I couldn't imagine. I hope you're resting and I hope you're starting to feel better. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed some comments. Oh my goodness. They do all look the same. They're all required to do that based on dress code. Ugh. I hate that. No space for individuality, right? No space for expressing your own style or like experimenting with your fashion sense. I hate that. Oh, DC, I don't know if you were here earlier, but do you know, is it still the same now? Like, is there still a dress code when you go to events now? And like, if you ever like go visit the corporate offices, I'm not sure when you were in, but let us know. Let us know if you want to. No pressure. They all look like they're from the film Grease. Her office was crazy to get to see. Wow. Oh, so you did go to the offices. Interesting. That was a good joke, Beth.
You can do without a cigarette for 2 hours. But as far as alcohol is concerned, no alcoholic beverages are served at any Mary Kay function.
Like other chairpersons, Mary Kay has thoughts that touch the very essence of life. The ages of woman, for example.
To the age of 14, a woman needs good parents and good health. And then from 14 to 40, she needs good looks. From 40 to 60, she needs personality. And after 60, I'm going to tell you what you need is cash.
If you want to get a sense of something special, then you must attend the annual Mary Kay seminar in Dallas. 8,000 women pay their own way to come to Texas for this crowning event in the life of a Mary Kay person.
Seminar is bigger than life. You can't experience until you get there. There's no way you can go back home and tell all your people and all your customers and all your girls the excitement that goes on here, because it's absolutely super. You learn so much. Making money, forever and all time. Now the time to say goodbye to our poverty. M-A-K-I-N-G M-O-N-E-Y.
Okay, if that wasn't at an MLM conference, I would think that's cute. Like, that's cute. That's sweet to just like sing a song with your friends. But the issue is that We know MLM conferences are constructed very carefully to further brainwash people who are already a part of the MLM system. And it's meant to prey on your emotions, get you really excited, lit a fire under your belly, so you want to go home and work your business even harder. We saw this in Amway when I think it was the 1983. I don't remember. It was from 1983, and we saw like a woman was constantly losing money in Amway and eventually quit. And she said she would go to these Amway conferences, she'd get all excited, and then she would come home and lose money again for a whole next month. And I'll go through all these comments in a second. Someone said up there, like, wow, nothing has changed. Yes, nothing has changed with these MLM conferences. Even in the 70s, their purpose was to brainwash people, in my opinion. Okay. Beth said, did you ever get a unit queen ribbon? Ooh, I'd love to hear that answer. Dress code. Are they at a private school? 14 to 40, you need Lux? Ma'am, no thank you. Yeah, I didn't even know what to say to that part. I'm like, that's an overgeneralization, ma'am. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to react to that. I got ribbons within our national area for sales, but not company-wide. Ooh, interesting. Those rabbit ears, though, right? If it wasn't an MLM conference, I'd say, oh, that looks nice. It's amazing that nothing has really changed. Totally. Gary said, I interviewed her in the late 70s or early 80s. She was very gracious. Gary, tell us about it. Tell us about, was she nice to you? How was it interviewing her? Like, what kind of context did you see her in? Was it cool? Like, tell us about it if you want to. No pressure, though. That's very interesting, though. It was wild to see all the pink Cadillacs lined up at the regional conference. Yes, I bet. Oh my God, culty. Yes, Live Panic. That's cool, Gary. Yeah, totally. Because she was a celebrity. She was a celebrity within that company, so it would have been really cool to interview her, for sure. They ruined the Mickey Mouse song. It's catchy, right? I just flashed. Hopefully you can still see me and I'm not gone. Lisa said major cringe. Totally, Lisa.
This is a blatant, unapologetic tribute to Mary Kay and capitalism. Other corporate giants walk on stage. Mary Kay levitates.
She's on prospect, she's on harpsichord, she's on clarinet. She's the Philadelphia Orchestra, she's the modern jazz quartet.
Busby Berkeley would not be embarrassed by the show or the budget. $1 million just to throw this annual 3-day dash in Dallas that leads finally to awards night. These are the best for the whole year. There are more queens crowned in one night in Dallas than in 400 years of Westminster Abbey. But finally, the queen of queens, the numera una in the nation, the top sales director at Mary Kay.
And Shirley
If women...
Charlie just said it's like a Broadway production. Yeah, and they said $1 million for a 3-day event in like the 70s. In the 70s context, that's crazy. Right now, that's crazy to spend $1 million at an event. So interesting that Mary Kay seems to be like the ideal vision of a woman, like a well-spoken, intelligent, but also very made up and very pretty and like carefully coiffed woman, right? And so I would assume that women like aspire to be just like her with her mannerisms and her way of communicating, but also of course like with the way they looked as well. And that's why we saw lots of duplicates.
When they are girls have fantasies of dizzying lives, clinking diamonds, clothed in mink, they quickly lose them to the mortgage and the children and the rest. But Mary Kay Ash, with a touch of marketing genius, proves it can all come true for anyone in middle life. There's a rich, pink world out there, and all you gotta do is sell.
So it can come true for anyone in the middle of life. It's a rich, pink world, but all you have to do is sell. Well, Mary Kay told us that 2 women made $1 million but not by selling, by helping their team build big teams as well. And so we know this was a different time. Of course, we have to take it within the context of the time period, but we know that you can't find massive success in an MLM just by selling products. You actually need to have a really, really big team to actually be on the stage like that.
Welcome to our world.
Won't you come on in?
Won't you come on in?
Knock and the door will open.
Knock and the door will open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you will be given. The key to this world of mine.
I'll be waiting here.
While we wait.
The top seller, the top person is literally in a throne. She's in a throne. That's so weird. And it's really weird that like Mary Kay was just like saying like, I'll be waiting here in a really like angelic tone of voice, and then a beautiful voice in the background is singing it really high. Like, that's weird. I feel like this is weird. But we've seen things like this at other MLM conferences too. Like, it's not new. What is the middle of life? Sam says. I don't know. Does that mean like 40 or 50? Right? I don't know. Charlie says, yikes. Totally, Charlie.
With my arms unfurled.
With my arms unfurled.
Waiting just for you.
Waiting.
I like her personality. Like, she seems nice. She seems relatable. If I met her at work, I would feel really comfortable around her, and I don't feel comfortable around a lot of people. I think she's like not what you would think of when you think of an MLM CEO nowadays. Like, you think of like Carl Deichler, who's has several traits of toxic masculinity, in my opinion. But I like Mary Kay's personality here. Not here specifically. I think this part's weird, but I like her personality.
Welcome to our world.
Gary said, sorry, I'm pausing so much. Lots of pink Cadillacs and walnut-sized diamonds, a hotel barroom meet for many Mary Kay high rollers in West Toronto. The room was beyond frenzied. Oh, interesting. Very cool. Yeah, we saw the walnut-sized diamonds earlier. Oh, cool. Thank you. Cult 100%. Yes. There's lots of people who are nice in Mary Kay. It makes it twisty. Yeah, because in this context, nowadays, like, people will be really nice to you to bring you into the MLM and make you think that they're your friend and that they care about you. And then if you're not producing the way that they want you to produce, then they might not be as nice to you. And if you decide you want to leave, then you might be missing out on a friendship. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. I was not expecting this to take 50 minutes for me to get through, so I think that's all I want to do today. That was really fun to look at an old video of Mary Kay. I really appreciate everyone watching and chiming in. It was interesting to see her description of like the ideal woman who makes good money and is valued for what's between her ears and not her sex. And it's interesting to see the dichotomy between that ideology and then also wanting women to fit a very, very specific mold and a specific image. And I find that super, super interesting. Thank goodness for the internet. That makes it easier for people to research these companies. Yes. Fantastic point, Johnny. Great point. Great stream. Thank you. You're welcome, Beth. You're welcome, Charlene. You're welcome. You're welcome, Lift Panic. Thank you for joining. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the stream, Charlie. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Johnny. That's so nice. This was really interesting. Thank you and have a great night. Oh, yay, you're welcome. You're welcome, Sherry. So I'm so excited for Wednesday because I posted my YouTube email once. I should actually post it more often. I'm pretty sure it's in the description. And someone sent me a YouTube video from an Amway tape, like an Amway's tool scam tape from Bert Gerlich, and it's so interesting. And it's about prospecting into the Amway business. And I did some tests today to make sure that like we could actually hear it because it's from I think like 1988, but we can hear it. And I'm gonna do the stream on Wednesday afternoon. I'm so excited. It's a 2-part stream. And so I'll do that. I'll do the first half and then I'll do the second half maybe on Friday. So watch that if you want some like old time Amway recruiting and prospecting tips. I'm really excited. It's gonna be so fun. I'm so happy that like the audio worked. I seem to remember that there is another anti-MLM content creator who was in Mary Kay besides DC, but I can't think of who it was. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Thanks, Heather. Beyond great. Oh, thank you, Gary. That's so nice. Ooh, Amway tape. Yes. Yes. Like a publicly posted Amway tape, which is really interesting. Heather, I think you broke 275 subs today. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Yeah, it's pretty cool that that many people are subscribed to me and that I have 14 people watching me right now. It's pretty fun. I wasn't expecting 10 people. So thank you for telling me. And it's very, very cool. JJ was in Arbonne. Yes. Cool, cool. So if you want, come join me on Wednesday afternoon. I'm not going to stream on Tuesday because it's Valentine's Day and we're going to go do stuff and like go on a date and it's going to be really fun. But I'm excited to see you guys on Wednesday for an Amway tape stream. I can't wait. So I hope you guys have a fun night. Thank you for joining and I'll see you next time. Bye.